Greetings, I'm Shad, and my goodness is it time to do a video on the ninja. Because if you think that film and pop culture have done a disservice to the historical accuracy of the medieval period, my goodness, what film and pop culture have done to the historical accuracy of the ninja is easily equivalent, if not far, far worse. My goodness, it is just horrible. Because most people's idea of what a ninja is totally incorrect. It's mind-boggling how far off the mark most people are in regards to what the real historical ninja were. And so, because of all the misconceptions that exist in regards to this very cool historical thing, it demands a truth about video, and this is exactly what I'm going to do. Welcome to the truth about the ninja. Now, first of all, I have loved the concept, the idea of the ninja ever since I was a kid, and my first exposure to what a ninja was really would have been the same as many other, kids who grew up during the late 80s and early 90s. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And the idea of what a ninja is, as conveyed by that cartoon, is a martial artist, basically a type of warrior who uses a form of stealth in their combat that flips around, and they use fancy weapons, which include sais and nunchucks and everything like that. My goodness, nunchucks, that was never even traditionally a Japanese weapon at all. That was introduced by Bruce Lee. To my knowledge. I haven't fact-checked that one. But anyway, that's how I learned about the ninja, through pop culture. So of course my original idea of what a ninja has been horribly skewed throughout my life. But, just like with my love with swords and the katana, when I really like something, I want to know more about it. I love to know the correct facts about the things I am interested in. And thus, the ninja was no exception. The interesting thing about it, though, was I have only been able to learn the true facts about the ninja more recently for some very important reasons. Now, to tell you what those reasons are, first I need to let you know that throughout this video, I will be referencing a wonderful bloke by the name of Anthony Cummins, because he is really the most reliable resource I have found online regarding the ninja. So if you want to fact check anything I say, please go to his YouTube channel, because he has all the historical references to the things I will be mentioning in this video. In fact, this video is really a summary of a lot of his research. And he has made more in-depth videos on basically every single subject that I will be covering. And I'll be linking his videos that go more in-depth on the points that I'll be mentioning in this video in the description below. Now, the reason why I mention Anthony Cummins is because I really kind of do regard him as one of the foremost authorities on the ninja in the academic community today. He has really done all the hard yards in regards to this research, going to the original historical documentation and translating them accurately and finding the correct facts, and always basing his conclusions on historical records. I like that kind of mentality. That's the kind of historian that I can trust. So, for those of you who love the pop culture image of the classic ninja, please brace yourself, okay? Now, trust me, alright? I understand what this is going to be like, because I was in the same boat as you. I grew up on the pop culture idea of what a ninja was. But what you will have to realize, like what I had to realize, is that idea is so incorrect. So again, please brace yourself, because I hope to disabuse you of many erroneous notions you have in regards to this historical occupation. I will address that a bit later on, because first I want to talk about the origin of the pop culture classic ninja warrior. You see, ninja, or the shinobi, are actual authentic historical Japanese terms. That's not up for debate, alright? These people who would be called ninjas or shinobi, they existed, alright? But what those terms mean is a matter of much debate. The concept of the ninja that has been popularized in pop culture, film, and anime and all that, okay, is based on Togakure Ryu, which claims to be a historical tradition of ninjutsu. The truth is, there is actually no historical record at all that connects or claims Togakure Ryu to be a ninja school until the mid-20th century. In other words, don't trust Wikipedia about Togakure Ryu, because the ninjutsu schools that arose in the early 20th century claiming to teach Togakure Ryu as an authentic historical form of ninjutsu were basically full of crap, alright? Oh man, I'm gonna cop some hate for saying that, but it's the truth! Now, I'm not saying that the modern ninjutsu schools today don't teach real martial arts or effective combat. What I'm saying is that they actually don't teach true, authentic ninjutsu. Togakure Ryu was never traditionally ninjutsu. And so if you practice ninjutsu or define a ninja based on the style of ninjutsu that is founded on Togakure Ryu, your idea of a ninja and the ninjutsu that you have been practicing is not real, authentic ninjutsu. It is not what the real historical ninja were. Ninjutsu, as a fighting style, never actually existed historically. It is not what true ninjutsu is, and the notion of it being a fighting style is a mostly modern concept, popularized by entertainment and pop culture, and reinforced by the false ninjutsu schools that are founded on Togakure Ryu. Now you might be thinking, how on earth could we have gotten this wrong? This idea of the ninja warrior has been around for nearly 100 years. Well, it's honestly very simple, okay? When a new idea or anything arises that people know nothing about, okay, the first thing they hear about it is what they would generally consider to be accurate. And so when these martial arts schools kind of popped up claiming to teach ninjutsu, the people who, come across this and they see ninja in, old Japanese comic books and things like that, and they look cool, so therefore they want to kind of do what those ninjas do, and then they find these schools that claim to teach you the art of the ninja. Who are they to question it? Of course, they would just accept it, and then that gets taught and retaught, and then promoted and reinforced, and it creates the incorrect idea of what a ninja is today. The amazing thing about this is that these notions or ideas about what a ninja is were not academically challenged until very recently. It's amazing, but that's actually it. They were never fully put under academic scrutiny, okay? You see, there was some research done on the ninja during the 50s, 60s, and 70s, but I've been told that none of them were actually backed by universities. Up until about 2013, there were no credited university studies done on the ninja. That's amazing, but that's really what it seems to be. Actual academic historical study of the ninja is a more recent thing. Even the ninja museums in Japan are not actual historical museums, and instead promote the pop culture image of the ninja warrior. Even Dr. Stephen Turnbull of Leeds University has admitted the errors of his previous book and has released an article addressing the more recent discoveries regarding the historical ninja. Link to the article in the description. So I'm not just blowing wind out of my rear end here. This is actually what is happening here. Proper academic research on the ninja has only more recently been done, and we've discovered the more accurate historical context of what this thing of ninja and shinobi were. And this is why I said previously that I could not have learnt what the accurate and historical ninja was until recently. So, what does the actual translated ninjutsu scrolls teach about what the ninja is? None of these scrolls actually teach hand-to-hand combat, okay? This is the truth. Ninjutsu is not a hand-to-hand combat system. It never was, okay? What the actual historical translated ninjutsu scrolls and historical records say is that ninjutsu is espionage. They teach about how to burn down a building or infiltrate a Japanese castle. You see, the term ninja does not describe a type of warrior, like, say, samurai or knight describes a very specific type of warrior. The term ninja, and indeed shinobi, describes a person who practices certain skills, and what those skills were really depended on the period, you see, okay? In the Sengoku period, which is about the 15th to the 16th century, the term shinobi most accurately translates into scout. Okay? And so in that period, ninja, really, by definition, was a scout. It is the Edo period, where the more classically styled ninja appears, but you need to understand, okay, because it isn't the ninja warrior, okay? This historical form of the ninja was never a distinct warrior class. The term ninja, as used during the Edo period, which was kind of like the ninja golden age, or the actual historical, golden age of the ninja, most accurately translates into spy, okay? Not assassin, not warrior, and the application of the term was really used this way. Anyone who spied or performed any form of espionage, whether samurai or peasant, was by definition a ninja. This is the true historical definition of what a ninja is. Please, let us get this ingrained in our skulls. Ninja and shinobi are terms that describe a set of skills. Instead of being a class of warrior, or assassin, or any of those other misconceptions, it was far more a type of occupation that anyone could have really taken up, and anyone who practiced those skills was a legitimate ninja. They didn't need to go through extensive training to be a ninja. If they just practiced these, skills of espionage or whatnot, they would be a ninja. But of course, if you actually practice skills and trained in the art of espionage and spying and stuff like that, you would be a far better ninja than not. So of course, manuals and even schools did exist that taught proper ninja technique. And hand-to-hand combat wasn't actually one of them. You didn't need to be good at fighting to be a good ninja. Now, this idea most likely runs very contrary to what you have thought the ninja to be throughout your whole lives. It certainly has in regards to what I've thought the ninja to be my whole life. But this is the truth, okay? This is the actual historical definition of what a ninja was. Now, let me say very clearly that a person who undertook the role of a ninja in history, meaning someone who practiced espionage, spying, counterintelligence, information gathering and propaganda, could have been very well trained in fighting, okay? I mean, he could have been a full-fledged samurai. So I'm not saying that ninjas didn't know how to fight, okay? What I'm saying is that a specific fighting style, or simply just being able to fight well, was never a prerequisite to being a ninja. I'm sure it helped, but it was never a prerequisite. Here is a link to a much more in-depth video that Anthony has done that addresses if ninjutsu is an actual fighting style. And I will certainly admit that my casual description of what a ninja was in my nerd review of the Overwatch Dragons animated short was incorrect when I said that the thing that qualified someone as a ninja was being willing to stab someone in the back and fight dirtily. No, I was actually still perpetuating an incorrect concept of what a ninja was. That wasn't what defined someone as a ninja at all. It was someone who acted as a spy, practiced espionage, counterintelligence, infiltration, information gathering, and even spreading propaganda. These were all roles of what the real ninja did. So let me address some of the other very popular kind of ideas in regards to the ninja. First up, their uniform. The ninja never had a standardized uniform, okay? They wore normal Japanese dress in the color that best concealed them, alright? If they wanted to hide at night time, they would obviously wear black. If they wanted to hide in the snow, they would wear white. If they wanted to blend into a street, they would wear any normal color, and that would be fine. The interesting interesting thing is, normal Japanese dress of the Edo period does actually look very classically ninja-like, okay? So it's not that the ninja wore a uniform, it's that the idea of the ninja uniform you have in your head is actually mostly normal Japanese dress of the period that they existed in. The main difference is the mask, okay? The classic ninja mask is a fictitious creation based on the standard social Japanese Edo period face coverings that civilians commonly wore, the fukumenzuki and the kazukin. These face coverings weren't out of the ordinary for civilians to wear in Japan. Thus, if a ninja wanted to hide their face, they would simply wear one of these face coverings. There is no historical artwork or evidence for the classical ninja mask to even exist in the ways it is depicted in movies and anime. So it was never a prerequisite that a ninja needed to wear a mask at all, okay? That was never a requirement. There was no standard uniform. But if they were ever in a position where it was needful for them to hide their identity, well, there was a common social garment that they could wear that facilitated that. And I mean, really, if masks were out of the ordinary, okay, in the society where ninja existed, wearing one would be a dead giveaway that you're up to something that others might not like, alright? Anthony has done a full video in regards to the ninja mask on his channel, link to the specific video in the description. Now, in regards to the ninjutsu, the supposed ninja sword, as I am one who interacts a lot with sword enthusiasts, the idea that the ninjutsu is a fictitious sword is fairly well known amongst sword enthusiasts. The interesting thing is though the term ninjutsu is absolutely false, the design or form or style of a ninjutsu did actually exist historically. We have evidence that straight-bladed, square, tsuba Japanese swords did exist, but they were not called ninjutsu. In fact, there was never a sword called the ninjutsu in history, but there were swords that perfectly match the design of a modern ninjutsu in history. Now, the artwork indicates that these types of swords were used by regular foot soldiers, and if one of these foot soldiers happened to have undertaken tasks that involved espionage and spying, and even more so if they were specifically trained in those tasks, then there is certainly a chance that they might have used this type of sword. But other than that, there is no evidence that the ninja used these types of swords, let alone used them exclusively. When a ninja needed a sword, they would use whatever sword they had, whether they were a samurai who owned a katana, or a foot soldier who happened to have owned and used one of these straight-bladed, square tsuba swords. So in short, yes, it was very likely that ninja could have used swords, but there was never a specific style of sword that ninjas exclusively used. The link to Anthony's video on the ninja sword is in the description. Okay, the Shuriken, or the Ninja Star. First of all, the Shuriken does not mean ninja star. It kind of means hidden blade or throwing blades, according to my understanding. And so far, there is no historical documentation indicating that the ninja star even existed within the Edo period. Does that mean it didn't? Not necessarily. I mean, it could, because the idea of the ninja star came from somewhere. Did it come from the modern idea of the ninja? Or was it actually one of those things that was legitimately passed down in the ninja kind of tradition? Well, if it was, we need historical documentation to prove that. Anthony talks more about this on his channel. And there you go. Those are the main things that I wanted to address in regards to the ninja. Is there more? Of course there is more! There is such thing as a ninja art. It is just not what most people think. The ninja arts revolve around stealth, espionage, information gathering, counterintelligence, propaganda, and so any type of training or technique that helped the ninja achieve these tasks was a legitimate ninja art. So, if you want to find out more about the ninja, of course, as I've said already, head towards Anthony Cummins' channel. In the meantime, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, farewell!